gentlemen, welcome here today to round number 6 for this Monaco GP. And today we are going to do the most historic, most prestigious race in the Formula 1 calendar, and is one of 3 of a part of a Triple Crown technically. The Triple Crown, if you don't know really what it consists of, is basically the Indy 500, Le Mans 24 Hours, and the Monaco GP. 3 races which are all held, okay, within a month of each other roughly, but more importantly are considered the most prestigious races in the world. And yeah, you know, obviously we're gonna take part obviously in this 6th round of the Monaco GP today. Then here, ladies and gents, obviously I've decided to put in, okay, a older spec engine today, as I feel this would be best for our car at the moment. I don't feel okay using a new, well, the current 2-spec engine is the right way to go. So I've decided to put in the older spec engine today, for not only practice but also for race and qualifying. Because at this circuit you don't really need, okay, the quickest car. You only need a car that got good downforce. Now we do have a few upgrades, of course. And yeah, so hopefully the new parts will help a little bit, somewhat, here today in just our qualifying and even race pace here today. But yeah, nonetheless, as we obviously now just begin the first practice, just gonna start off with the track climatization. Obviously, you know, also having to take a 5-place grid penalty today as well, so whatever position we qualify in will have a 5-place grid drop. So, you know, hopefully we can have a good quality today, you know. And already clipping the barriers here on this opening lap of the Monaco GP. Haven't put on any car setup just yet. Put on one from the recommended. Jeez, that's a tough corner. Down the hill now. Now this corner I've always found quite difficult. The Lowe's hairpin. It's never an easy corner to get right, this one. You either clip, oh dear. There's a few way rounds here. You either go out wide for a wider berth, then clip the corner, or you take the, I find the, what you call it, the curb, and use that curb to just straddle around on. Down the hill then, into Portier. Now we go through the famous Monaco tunnel, then out into the daylight, into the famous swimming pool chicane, through to back. Now through the swimming pool section. Now into final 2 corners, and again another clip of wall there, which is a great shame. Going to use a flashback, however, as it's only practice.
Good work, you seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn. Remember that chaining good...
Balls. That was a terrible first corner. Obviously, thing about this track is, you know, about Monaco. Very easy to make a mistake. You've got to build up a rhythm here, so very important practice here. So we're going to make hopefully a bit of use of this session, because if you don't feel comfortable with the car here, probably the worst track to not feel comfortable. And right now really struggling to get around that Lowe's hairpin at the moment, you know. Through Portier now. Down the hill into the chicane. Going up to Tabac.
This is the last lap of the program. Final lap of the program.
Small brush of the wall there. I'm gonna sort of do that again, because I'm a bit annoyed there. That was a bit of more of a drive error rather than, you know. Balls. There we go, that's then the purple score, getting all resource points we need. Then there. Right, we're now going to slap on a ton of downforce, basically, to help us out. We're going to first go probably with this much downforce. Let this do the work, so this should help, you know. Going to also lower that a little bit, soften our tyres to make them nice and soft here. That should hopefully help out with grip. And let's now do the race strategy and see how our race pace is looking. Obviously got a softer tyre, but yeah, hopefully your car feels nice now. Obviously got that bit more downforce. Don't want to put on too much downforce just yet. The reason for that is because at the end of the day, I want to have also a bit of straight line pace here, as we do have a bit of a worn engine. So, you know. So much in that hairpin. So I'm not gonna lie, this first lap hasn't gone too well. Balls. So this first lap hasn't gone too well, not gonna lie. Look like we're just not maximising maybe the car at the moment on this first lap, and yeah, just struggling a little bit.
Okay, you weren't quite good enough that lap. Try again.
Alright, into Thunderbolt. Up the hill. We now start the approach into Casino Square. Through the Casino Square section. Oh, really making a mistake there. Clawing some time back though. Car feels a bit unbalanced right now. Alright.
That lap was no good. We need you to improve on that.
First sector we're looking good. Just not carrying enough speed throughout the rest of the lap. More or less. I would say. We are certainly looking okay in this first sector. I think that third time done that section just right. This time massively up on the delta.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Alright. Monaco is a bit more playing the patient game here. You'll tend to find, I think. Balls, that was bit of a mess up. Had a bit of slide. He went bad, but it was about... Oh, we did catch the car there. But yeah, there. Just having a bit of a moment.
Super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
By the way, the reason why I'm running the worn engine this race weekend is because this circuit isn't an engine circuit. So if we ran our other engine, okay, let's say this race weekend, the newer one, we'd probably wear that one out, you know, and I want to reserve that for Canada. And then, okay, I want to take less engine penalties, because I think this season is, you know, we're going to take an engine penalty at some point, okay? And, you know, there are circuits I do see coming up where, you know, if I, you know, was to take an engine penalty, you know, it probably wouldn't be as bad, have less of an overall effect, like, on how the races perform. So I could choose to take an engine penalty this race weekend. You know, it make actually maybe a bit of logical sense to get that out of the way, and I possibly will. Okay, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, okay, right now in terms of engine, you know, where I've got to judge up where it's also best later on down the line as well.
So let's review our top.
Because let's say we take an engine penalty here, okay, which I'm not saying wouldn't be a bad idea, but let's say we did take an engine penalty here, then we have to think, okay, where are we going to be, though, later on down also the line, where we're probably going to be weaker than we want to be, and what circuits, you know, are we probably going to have that difficulty, and, you know, in getting into Q2 or out of Q1, and probably here's one of them, like, in a sense. But also I see this also as a good opportunity for points in another sense, because I do think our car does do well on the downforce front, but we're about to find out how anyway. We're going to get along here, you know, in about a moment's time. So heading into qualifying, not feeling too optimistic here, because we've struggled here in the past. Going to probably put on a bit more downforce, I feel. Probably going to run the higher downforce wings, and yeah.
Sit rep. We've got
Already a
system, so
fault.
it's going to be a few minutes before we
We're
can get you
gonna
out on track.
obviously do that. Gonna probably put a little bit more in there. Run that then. So obviously gonna skip forward a bit of time here. It's overcast right now, the weather. Got a bit of a braking fault. We had this last time in Spain. You know, was that the cause of our Q1 elimination? Not too sure. Having that less time probably certainly didn't help. Right now though, let's have a look where we are both based. So Alex Albon looking pretty strong at the moment. Looking like he's probably going to get out of Q1 here at the moment, depending obviously on maybe myself and Hulkenberg in terms of what we can do, but I feel like we're, even if we do get out of Q1, I just feel like it's a bit hollow, and it wouldn't really mean much, because we are going to have to take the 5th place group penalty. So I'd actually, if we don't have the pace, or good enough pace, let's say for Q3, I actually wouldn't mind being knocked out then. Like, yeah. We're going to have a 5th place group penalty anyway this weekend. I may actually take more penalties as well. That's only going to be decided in due course right now. But right now, obviously, engine reliability is a problem right now. Right now, running old spec engine. We're gonna change the gearbox after qualifying. through turn 1. Bit corner cut there. Alright, through the tunnel. Through to back. We're now 1.7 down on the best lap time. Oh dear, that was a mistake. Going into Anthony knows, and we're 19th, so okay, 19th there, so we're not the slowest, which is nice to see, despite obviously you could say some of the problems there faced with our engine and all of that, so pretty happy to see that we're not the slowest driver on the track, which is good. Obviously there is some time there also to be made up, I think, 100%. Certainly in the latter part of that lap, I feel lots of time, probably a second at best to be won there. Obviously Verstappen's on our lap here.
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
May just brake front wing a bit more. Bear in mind braking front wing, because in one of the races we weren't even sent out with a fresh front wing.
Are you okay?
I didn't mean to brake the car though.
Okay, please.
I was just skipping through some of the cameras as we were doing so. Alright. So, obviously, this time we've got a bit more time remaining in terms of on the clock. But right now we are quicker than one of the Williams. Obviously, so this weekend isn't necessarily about getting out of Q1 in terms of our hopes. I already knew, I probably knew that this weekend was going to be a bit of a different weekend from certainly the last race, but probably a few races before that. Probably even from Australia, I knew in my head where we were going to be weak from that race and where we are looking a bit more stronger.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
Right now, Alexander Albon is right now well and truly safe inside the top 10. Right now, though, we could even make it through to Q2, because we were only 1.7 down by the time we got to the middle sector. So, actually, you know what? Could be a little bit better than we thought here. But we're about to see. We're going to go out now.
All complete.
As
Mechanics, please stand
we've got
clear.
enough time,
We're
so
ready to go.
1 minute 45 remaining, got 1 minute 14 lap on out lap, so roughly, so it isn't going to be actually maybe all doom and gloom here. I think we can get through. There is a small chance, a small glimmer of hope here. Let's hold on to that for now. Obviously got to do a much better lap time. I don't think it's going to be the back of the grid here for us here. And this is what I mean. If we're not starting from the back, you know, necessarily, then what's the point of taking, you know, an engine penalty? But that's the question, because, you know, but then Overtaking's tricky over here. Track position is king. That I've got to bear in mind. Got to factor that in this race weekend. Do I go for the track position, or do I go for, you know, believing that we can get them overtakes done in the race? You know, that's what I've got to ask myself here. Because if we can get overtakes done, I think we're going to have to go for overtakes being completed. Gonna have to turn up the engine now. Small corner cut. Gonna be quite close actually to the line. 5 seconds remaining. 4 seconds, just about making it. Right, up the hill.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap, or that's qualifying over for us.
Oh, balls. Right, I wanna go back to about here. Because I do think this was a good lap. I wanna finish this lap off. We're only a second down off Vettel's time here, which is good. Right, well over a second up, just gonna start climbing. It's 2 seconds down, but I don't know what position that gives us. 17th only, so yeah, a 1. So that wasn't bad actually, I don't think. Overall, for our first ever qualifying around the streets of Monaco, only 4/10 off our teammate, and look how close we were from just going through. Very small margins indeed. Obviously, that means, well, either way, I think we were going to take penalty. I'm glad, obviously, our teammate's through here, more importantly, because I don't think he'll be taking any penalties today. So, yeah, you know, obviously, we're going to take now a few penalties. We're going to put in a new engine. We're going to also put in a new gearbox. We may take actually a bit of a new everything really here. Just have a new package indeed. Why not? You know, it's going to be one of them circuits. We're starting last. Might as well, you know, just confirm we're starting last. Actually.
Obviously, I expected a better session.
Just rack up the penalties. Then at least that may not incur penalties. So, new engine, new everything. We're going to go for just a new complete package. That should just help out also with everything down the line. So obviously we're going to use this new everything in this race. Obviously we don't have to use it for the next race. And then that should just really just give us a bit of everything. So that's going to be one heck of penalties. We're going to probably be looking at something like a 60 place grid penalty drop here. Due to the amount of new components going in the car. But what that does mean, we should have more raw horsepower.
Minutes away from starting.
And yeah, we're taking one hell of a grid drop. Certainly going to be starting last. So it's saying go for the soft, well, medium then soft, or hard then medium. I'm going to go for this strategy, this recommended strategy. Just want to see what would it look like if we went super soft then medium. So actually I am going to go for the recommended strategy here. So we're starting on the medium compound tire, I guess, which is good. And why are we not starting from the back? That is what I'm wondering. Looks like maybe... Have others got penalties? I'm not too sure here. It looks very odd. I'm not too sure. We took like a 60 place grid drop. Unless they've all got penalties. Which I'm very, very confused about.
Okay, how was the pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start. But
So we've got a 65 place grid penalty, which
sure you get some heat in the
don't
brakes
really
as well.
make sense on how... I'm very, very confused here, ladies and gents, why we are not starting 20th. Very confused. I thought we'd be starting 20th here, not not inside the top 17, or you know, car's just not turning that. I'm happy, I'll take it, don't get me wrong. Happily take 17th off the start with a new engine. Gives us more racing prospects. But very confused still why we're not starting in 20th instead of 17th. Alright, in terms of strategy wise, we're on the medium tyre, so obviously we're gonna probably have this phase in race where first, certainly I'll take good part of the race isn't gonna necessarily come to us. We're gonna have to wait till that second part of the race. We're gonna have softer tyres at the end of the race, so that should certainly help. Aim is probably just to match Albon here today. If we can get into the top 10, that'd be certainly nice here, but we're a long way out. Let's not focus on that yet. Hopefully, we are starting P17 for whatever reason. I'll probably be saying like P20, but it's 5 red lights, lights out, and away we go then for the Monaco GP. And it's been an okay start actually. Having to take to the escape road.
That move was illegal. Return the position.
2 illegal overtakes. What were the 2 illegal overtakes? Go away. I thought it was 1, maybe 2. Let's have a look how many were done off circuit. Like, I thought we could make the escape road. Bit of contact between me and him. So, that's certainly 1. Okay. There's certainly been 1 there. 100%. 2, maybe. Done off track. So, it's certainly 2. Right, I immediately hand back this position. Okay. Because obviously, yeah, so that's 1. Certainly not 3. Hand back this position to the best of my ability. Also handing back this position. But I don't see why there is 3 illegal overtakes. I'm going to restart because I'm not actually in agreement with that as such. So we're going to go again. 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. This time going to hold that more inside line. Getting squeezed by Hulkenberg, and that was stupidly aggressive by Hulkenberg. Luckily no damage. I must say, don't even know what he was thinking. Going into reverse there for a moment. But very aggressive by Hulkenberg. But luckily we're up into P17. Hulkenberg may try it down the inside, and more contact between myself and Nico. This time I'm going to say I was at fault for that. But that was really just a way of getting payback. Actually, no, I weren't at fault. I'm sorry. I'm gonna replay, but I know I squeezed him a lot, but he just clobbered the inside. I did leave room, actually. Right now, though, so much slide. But Nico Hülkenberg certainly been quite aggressive at the start of this Monaco GP. Right, got 20 laps. Let's slow down. Let's get into an early rhythm now. So lap 2, gaining a little bit, I'd say, on Lance Stroll. .9 is the gap. See what gap is now.
DRS is
2.5, so yeah, certainly gained.
when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Obviously, we're not going to be in the DRS zone this lap. Oh, balls, that's annoying. Obviously, this is by the way, the toughest circuit on the calendar. So, whilst the aim is obviously still to do a decent drive, make up a few positions, like always, you've always got to aim for that. But also the aim is to, as well, not really have a bad race or crash much, to avoid the barriers, to avoid some spins. That's the aim really today, and I reckon this will certainly improve our driving for future races as well, you'll see. So obviously that was a bit of a moment there. Felt like the car was ready to be full beans, and then God allow me. Right, lap 3 now being completed. Certainly a little bit closer to to Lance Stroll. 7/10 of improvement, so 1:16.1s right now. Hülkenberg is miles behind. Already out of 5-second distance between myself and Hülkenberg. Alright. Having really to slow the car down through that hairpin. In terms of strategy though, we're on certainly a different strategy here. We're going a lot deeper into the race, so for us it's about really making sure the gap stays, I guess, at this gap here. Lando Norris has just been overtaken by Lance Stroll in the racing point. As we're catching the pair of them. And gaps are now starting to open up here.
Gap to teammate ahead is 4.6 seconds.
4.6 to my teammate. Right, the gap is certainly opened up behind. Hulkenberg is in no man's land right now. As we continue to catch Lando Norris, the other McLaren today. Ah, balls, that's not a great mistake to make there. Just use one flashback here. I still find this track a very difficult track to race at, but it is easier than last year, I find. I don't know what, for whatever reason, it feels easier anyway. Obviously, when we're driving like a good driver, it's easier, but when we're driving terrible, it's probably about the same. Right, first sector, not well there. Our ERS is quite low at the moment. Something we want to work on. Alright, let's go 5 laps without crashing. Hopefully. Most we've done in this Grand Prix is 2 laps without crashing. So if we can go 5, that would be something. So that's 1. Slight brush of the wall, but that's not a crash. Best way to describe driving around a circuit like this, it's like threading a needle.
If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode.
Right now, no overtake is going to happen here. Now, difficulty is with this circuit is obviously very, very narrow, so when your pace is only as good as the car in front and not significantly better, very, very difficult to, you know, make any major change. But we're gonna come out here now in a bit more clean air. We're gonna actually come out in ahead of the race leaders as well, I think. So this could actually be a very interesting race now. We're gonna probably take the lead at some point in this race by the looks of it. Pretty sure Hamilton was leading. If he was, that means we're now the race leader. Hamilton will still be the next race leader. Now, we are allowed to race with Hamilton, you know, in theory. There's no reason why we can't race with Lewis, but the only thing is, don't really want to hold myself up or him up either, really, so long he's quick up. In comes Perez now. Gonna come out ahead of Sebastian Vettel. What an idiot. You could say I'm the idiot there, but I'd say Vettel's the idiot. Like, for Vettel, you can see Vettel's lost the position, I think, there. Alright, let Vettel go. So obviously, Hamilton, though, has got to overtake me, more or less, at some point. Certainly gonna lose time, Hamilton here behind me. I think Hamilton's gonna go for a manoeuvre down into the chicane. I'm gonna give place to Hamilton there. Feel like he probably won that position anyway. He forced me wide. Alright, next up is Gasly. I'll probably try and overtake. We will have DRS on Hamilton and somewhat of a slipstream, I would have thought. But Gasly, next car.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta. Copy that. Parts for next box.
We've got to come in now. Where are we going to rejoin? Hopefully, pit now rejoins 17th. But then, okay, what game's not taken into factor is we're going to crash there at Lowe's hairpin. But no, what the game hasn't taken into factor, I don't think here, is the fact it's now a safety car. So this changes strategy all of a sudden.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
So safety car's out. Right, here we go then. This is now, hopefully, where we can make up a few positions. Alright, here comes that group. So we're probably going to rejoin P13, hopefully ahead of...
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
So just behind Butler here, we're going to rejoin. So we're now up into 14th after them round of pit stops. And I don't think Butler has done a stop yet. Let's see those who have done a stop. I know obviously we've done our stop, but right, we've got one in front of us of Devon Butler. Otherwise, okay, there is no one else that's done a stop. Now, in terms of those behind us, obviously everyone else is on the medium tyre. So we've made quite a big leap up forward onto, well, into 13th now. Obviously, in terms of fuel-wise, we now save a bit of fuel whilst under these safety car conditions. Gotta make sure
Right, pick up the pace a touch, please. We need
the
to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead.
tyres stay nice and warm here. That'll be crucial. Obviously, Devon Butler got a lot older tyres than us. But not only does he have a lot older tyres, he's also going to have to pit. So, Devon, I mean, say we're in P13. Weber, sorry, is on the super soft, the soft. So that's the softest of the compounds. So that's going to be possibly a challenge to get that to the end, them tyres. We're on the harder tyre. That's because obviously, yeah, I don't think we could have made the other tyre last. It would have worn out whilst buying safety car as well. Like even these are on 2% and we've barely done a few laps of racing. Well, we've done no laps of racing here yet, so on these tyres really, so these are already starting to wear out, and yeah. So strategy's a bit up in the air right now for everyone. Hopefully safety car's in this lap.
To go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Butler, Weber, all within the space of a few meters. Right. Slight touch of a brush of the barriers, but otherwise, yeah, not much. Down into turn one we go here on the safety car restart.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to
obviously, right now Kevin Magnussen behind me. Obviously, two different strategies.
Is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Plus one lap of extra fuel target, plus one.
So obviously, these tyres will probably come good. These tyres will probably come good towards the end of the Grand Prix, whereas those on the medium and soft tyre will have the advantage at the start, more or less here. Right, Magnussen going to be pretty close. Here comes Kevin Magnussen. Small wheel-to-wheel contact. Nothing much though. Able just to defend our position. And escape. Been overtaken by Kevin Magnussen.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Now up into 13th, by the way, due to the fact that Butler's now bailed now gone back down or into the pits he has, so Butler's made his pit stop. In terms of our pace ain't actually that bad when you compare us to Magnussen. Look like we're getting a little bit away here from Kevin Magnussen, but he's just able to claw all the time, lost in the corners, back on the straight by the looks of it. And it's not having too much of an effect on him. Getting a bit of wheel spin here. Alright, he will have DRS, Kevin Magnussen. Obviously, I don't think he'll be quite enough alongside to really have a go. He's going to have good pace up the hill, pushing us more or less, you could say, up this hill. Really what's put us in this position though is the safety car. Whilst it's benefited, I feel, the track position, it hasn't benefited us anything else otherwise. So we did 2 laps there without crashing, which is okay. Thing is, because these hard tyres are so slow and so difficult to get them to really perform at the level the other tyres are performing at, we're like a train. Right, yeah. I just can't switch these tyres on. Like, they're okay, don't get me wrong, not like I'm struggling for grip on them, but pace wise, they're absolutely nowhere. I don't know really what's keeping me ahead. I feel like we're probably quite lucky to be in this position right now.
Gap to car in front is 9.0 seconds.
Thing is, if Magnussen can get close enough through that one corner there, I reckon he's got us. Or he would need a very good run up the hill, I think.
Let's turn up the ERS
Or he should just send it somewhere. Having to almost park there. Balls. So we did it again, another 2 laps, so that's now 4 laps there where we didn't really crash, which is good. Let's try and get to the end of the GP now without making too many mistakes. Here comes Kevin Magnussen, gotta leave in the room. He's made a bit of contact there, forcing us to skip the chicane. Just to show you what I mean quickly. So, yeah, leave him certainly the room. Give him basically a room again, just hitting that inside barrier. Hopefully he hasn't got any damage, because if he has, that's probably going to be then the end of that battle. Don't look like it, but oh, did something come off the? Yes, it did. So Magnussen's got damage, and actually quite a big chunk there. That's probably going to be then the end of that battle, I hope. And we've obviously, because we're a bit distracted there, and we've obviously, yeah, run into that wall there. But I just hope Magnussen doesn't cause, like, how can you put it, a domino effect. But knowing how difficult it is to pass around this circuit, yeah, I don't really see too much good for Kevin there. Well, even we're going like 2 seconds slower a lap because of these tyres. Yet we what you call it, just not able to be overtaken. Good thing about it, you just got to place it in the right position. Like, there's only probably how many overtaken spots? I'll probably point them out. So you got certainly his overtaken spot, maybe not through the tunnel, but certainly on the exit, and certainly down this hill, heavy braking spot, overtaken spot. If you can get a move nice done and early through here, yes, it can be an overtaken spot. Then for the rest of the lap, really you're bogged down through here. Too narrow. Through this part of circuit. Oh balls. Yeah, it's too narrow through really this part of the circuit to make a choice in too high speed as well, which is quite important. Then into this corner again, very low speed exits.
This is your final lap of the race.
So final lap. Hasn't been a bad race. Obviously a lot more maybe mistakes than usual made, but that's because we're racing on probably the toughest circuit. But in terms of our pace, I don't think it's actually been that bad. Only the second stint, for whatever reason, well, I'm going to say tyres just not suited for this circuit. Too hard of a compound probably. Did we put on the wrong tyre, wrong strategy in the end? I'm going to have to say we did. I can't say the race ever felt like it came to us. But it's Valtteri Bottas and a third Mercedes victory this season. As we will lose a bit of end play, I'll just take whatever knocks, so long we get across the line here. But a third Mercedes victory this season, then in F1 2019. And that's 3 Ferrari victories now, 3 for Mercedes, 2 for Hamilton, 2 for Leclerc, 1 for Leclerc, 1 for Bottas, 2 for Vettel. So yeah, not bad then. I wonder who will be next to obviously win a race this season. Will it be the Red Bulls next, or will Mercedes or Ferrari continue their successful form? But it's certainly Valtteri Bottas' first race win of the season, and I'm not too sure whether it was a 1-2 for Mercedes. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so no, Vettel got second, Hamilton in third, but Mercedes certainly closing the gap now on Ferrari, who not been struggling in the recent races, but I'd say been a little bit further behind, maybe you could say. I don't know whether they've updated the game in terms of Co-Masters, in terms of vehicle performance, not too sure, like, you know, but anyway, next race is certainly going to be still a tough one for Mercedes. Canada always going to be a difficult one.
Have changed. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves
So,
further ahead at the top of the table.
Obviously,
After an incredible day
yeah.
of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
In terms of our pace, we actually did do a slightly quicker lap than our teammate on them medium tyres. As I say, it was the medium tyres that cost me, I feel, there.
I'm equal parts exhausted and
But otherwise,
elated
yeah,
this weekend
it was
of
always going to be a
Formula
tough
One. Be
race
sure to join
today.
us for the next one.
But I'm happy we got 13th out of it. Sort of. Like, yeah. But 34 seconds was the gap then in the end. Our pace in the end was nowhere. If we went on to the soft tyre, I feel like it would have been probably more maybe up there.
Great work out there
We
today.
probably would have finished
Let's have your
maybe in no
thoughts.
man's land in 13th. But,
There
yeah.
wasn't much between you and Lucas by the finish today.
We go for
You
that one.
really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you?
So,
Your
obviously,
team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
it's going to be a bit more,
Great.
what
Well,
you
that's
call it.
everything.
So, obviously, weren't a bad race, weren't the greatest race, don't get me wrong, not going to claim it was today. Like, I feel like we had moments where it felt really good, the car felt really nice, but then there was them moments where the car did feel a bit poor. And I think it was really down to tyre factor in the end. I feel like the tyres just didn't really perform at the best then. But yeah.
Excellent
So
result
obviously
today.
next race
Finishes like that will look good on your
is
contract reviews.
going to
On
be
to the next one.
a bit of a different
Looks like
one.
of your
We're
rivals
going to
is also
revert back
going
to
an
also
historical event.
some
If you choose to
of
take
our,
part,
what you
it
call
might
it,
help get your name out there a bit.
older power units, so for Canada. I don't feel this will be the greatest track in terms of top end speed for us. But then Bahrain wasn't bad either, so who knows. But yeah, we're going to go back to power unit 2 and 1s, but virtually, okay, which should help us then for future races. But yeah, right, we'll obviously skip forward to the next race weekend, select our tyres, and then that'll be the end of today's video. And obviously this will be, well, today's video is not the last video we're gonna do, but the last video of the week, by the way, in terms of career mode. And then next week we're gonna return as usual back to 3 videos a week roughly. And yeah, you know, basically, or maybe even 4 videos a week, we'll see. But obviously, yeah, obviously got some pretty decent races coming up. Canada, France, and obviously Austria. We've already taken a grid penalty this year, so probably won't have to take another one till probably Singapore. I don't think so. So that probably will be the next time we'll be taking probably an engine penalty as such. In terms of gearbox penalties, I'm not too sure where we lay on that one. Let's have a look how worn is our
You're being compared
gearbox.
favourably against your teammate. Well done. As long as you're in the same car, they'll always be your number one rival.
Let's have a look.
So it's important to keep this up.
Our gearbox 11%, ain't that bad after Monaco GP. Obviously got a few long races actually coming up here. Overall, gonna take a new event practice gearbox, because obviously that's only practice, don't really make too much of a difference there. But yeah, so right, thank you for watching, subscribe, like and share, see you all next time for a brand new video, have a good day.